Catherine was born in Alexandria. She was the daughter of the ruler Constas and was distinguished for her exceptional beauty and wisdom. She had studied the works of Homer, Virgil, Aristotle, and Plato, and was excellently versed in Greek education. Many wealthy nobles sought her hand in marriage, but she loved virginity and rejected every marriage proposal. When her mother, who was secretly Christian, insisted that she marry, Catherine set an impossible condition for her future husband. She asked them to find someone who surpassed her in nobility, wealth, wisdom, and beauty, knowing that such a person did not exist. Her mother led her to a holy ascetic outside the city to receive his counsel. The elder heard the girl's words and decided to guide her to the true faith of Christ with wisdom and discernment. The ascetic spoke to Catherine about a wonderful young man who exceeded her in all gifts and much more. He described to her his beauty that surpassed the sun and his wisdom that governed all beings. He gave her an icon of the Virgin Mary with the divine infant and advised her to pray all night in her room. Catherine prayed with faith and saw in a vision the Theotokos with Christ, who initially turned his face away from her. Christ characterized her as dark and ugly because she had not yet received the light of faith. The Virgin Mary beseeched her son to guide the girl, and he sent her back to the elder ascetic. The holy man catechized her in the mysteries of the Christian faith, beginning from the creation of man and illuminating her with the truth. After her baptism, Catherine saw Christ again in a vision, who now looked at her with love and joy. The Lord recognized her as glorious, rich, and all-wise, and gave her a ring as a symbol of their eternal betrothal. From that moment, her heart was filled with the divine love of Christ, and she devoted herself completely to him. When King Maxentius ordered all his subjects to sacrifice to the idols, Catherine appeared at the temple with courage. She stood before the king and spoke to him about the error of idolatry, invoking Diodorus and Plutarch. She emphasized that the gods they worshipped were simply humans with passions and weaknesses who were later deified. She proclaimed the one true God who became man for the salvation of the world and was crucified to redeem humanity. The king gathered 150 wise men and rhetoricians from throughout the empire to confront Catherine in philosophical debate. The wise men were confident of their victory against a young woman, but the saint confronted them with divinely inspired wisdom. The archangel Gabriel strengthened her, promising that God would add wisdom to her wisdom to defeat the rhetoricians. Catherine proved the truth of Christianity using the very texts of the ancient philosophers and poets. She cited the Sibyl and Apollo, who prophesied about the incarnation and crucifixion of Christ. The wise men acknowledged their defeat and declared that they could not resist the truth the girl was preaching. They believed in Christ, and the king ordered them to be burned alive, but their bodies were found untouched by the fire. Maxentius tried to persuade Catherine with flattery and promises, offering her half of his kingdom. When she firmly refused, he ordered her to be flogged with ox sinews and imprisoned for 12 days without food. Christ sent an angel with a dove to feed her and strengthen her in her prison. Queen Faustina, with the camp commander Porphyrius and 200 soldiers, secretly visited the saint in prison. All of them believed in Christ after hearing her words and seeing the miracles that occurred. When the prefect Hauersasaden constructed a terrible machine with wheels and blades to torture Catherine, an angel of the Lord destroyed the device. The queen publicly confessed her faith and was beheaded, followed by Porphyrius and the soldiers who had believed. The king made one final attempt to change Catherine's mind, promising to make her permanent queen if she sacrificed to the gods. The saint remained unshakable in her faith, and Maxentius ordered her beheading. A multitude of people followed, mourning the young, wise, and beautiful girl who was being led to martyrdom. Catherine comforted them, saying that she saw her bridegroom Jesus Christ, who was calling her to paradise. She prayed to the Lord to forgive her faults and keep her body intact. She asked him to hear the prayers of those who would invoke her and grant them their requests. On November 25th of the year 307, she was beheaded, and angels carried her relics to Mount Sinai. Saint Catherine loved Christ more than any earthly glory and sacrificed everything for the eternal kingdom.